Hello! So today I'm on a shorter ride than what you've seen me do before. I'm doing a 40-mile ride, and while I'm riding I thought I'd share a few beginner tips. I've nearly been cycling on a regular basis for 2 years now, so not really a beginner anymore, although I'm sure I still have a lot of mistakes to make, one of which being filming while climbing up a hill. Don't do it. So tip number one, I would say don't worry about your speed when you start. Loads of people put pressure on themselves to go a certain speed, and you know, I am a culprit of that, I've got to admit, but I've never followed a training plan or anything like that. Just the more I've got out and cycled, naturally my speed's just got quicker. Just get your miles in and your speed will go up with time. Don't put too much pressure on yourself, just get out and enjoy yourself. Tip number two, I'd say, is do not underestimate the power of the wind on how much it will slow or quicken down your ride. If you've got a horrible headwind, just accept it's going to be slow, and it is hard, but I always say to myself, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, you know. And you can see behind me is Old Port Height. You might not be able to see it, I'm not very good at holding the camera with this dazzling sun. That's where I'm going up to today. But yeah, and also don't underestimate hills, because they will also slow your ride down, which is happening to me today because I'm going up that bugger in a minute. But at the moment I'm just enjoying that lovely sun. Sweet, sweet nectar. When you get a nice day with no wind, there is wind today, but I'm stopped so you can't hear it, and a bit of sunshine, it all makes up for those rainy, horrible, windy rides, and you really appreciate it a lot more. So don't be put off by going out in the wind. It will make you stronger, but also if you don't want to go out in the wind, you don't have to. You do you. Just go out in the sun if you want. I'm not a fair weather rider, I'll go out in everything, but people that are fair weather riders, nothing wrong with that, to be honest. When I'm out in the pouring torrential blooming ice rain, soaks the skin, I think I'd rather be a fair weather rider. You're probably tucked up a nice hot chocolate on the sofa, so yeah. Next thing I'd say is get yourself some comfy clothes to ride in. Wear what you're comfortable in. If you don't want to wear a lycra jersey, you don't have to, but the pockets on the back of them are really handy. One thing I definitely would say to get is padded shorts or bib tights or leggings. They make a world of difference to the derriere, let me tell you. Made that mistake, did North Coast 500 with normal gym leggings on. Let's just say the arse was in pain. And if you do get the bib tights or leggings or shorts, you don't wear pants under them. The way that we found out that you weren't meant to wear pants under your shorts was turning up to a club ride, and Carl was the laughing stock because you could see his boxers. We soon learnt, and I've not looked back since. It's much more comfy. Anyway, it's a bonus. Less washing, more fresh pants in the cupboard, I say. So yeah, just wear what you're comfy in. It's not a fashion show, although I do like to say, if you feel good in what you're wearing, you might ride better. But you know, take a leaf out of Carl's book. He just likes riding in his fleece, and that's good enough for him. And you know, when I'm commuting, I'm normally in my fleece as well, but with a nice high vis over the top, you know, for safety. I can see the aerials now, nearly at the top. Sun's come back out, so what more could you ask for? Hello, sheepy. We're at the top, baby. Oh, listen how peaceful it is. Literally, all I can hear is like a slight sound of a farm dog barking. Bit of knocking around at the farm, obviously, you know, doing the daily job. But it's so lovely up here, so peaceful. Look at this. Oh, so nice. The next tip I'd say is just always be prepared. You never know what the weather's going to do. You know, 1 minute it's sunny, next minute it's rainy, so always take a little waterproof with you if you can. Just keeps, you know, your body dry. Get a good quality one if you can, because they really do make a difference. When you're riding and you've got a rubbish waterproof and you just get soaked to the skin, there's no worse a feeling, let me tell you. It's awful. And always take lots of snacks. Take more snacks than you think you're going to need, because you do not want to be left feeling D to the R, Z, Z, Y, as I've been doing on the last few rides, and having to, you know, go into an emergency co-op. Luckily there's been some. Lots of water. You know, remind yourself to drink. When it's cold, I always forget to drink because I don't feel like I need to, but then you get home and you feel absolutely awful. So just keep sipping on your water, take your snacks, because cycling you do need to eat a lot. And another thing to be prepared, take a little puncture repair kit with you. Don't leave the house without a pump and a puncture repair kit, because that's the last thing you want. I have done that before, and I've had to ring Kyle in his van to come and get me. He wasn't best pleased. Now that I'm at the highest point of the ride, I thought it was only appropriate to do the top of the hill dance. That's another thing I say. When cycling, don't take yourself too seriously, just enjoy yourself. I mean, when I'm on my fast rides, I do, you know, take it a bit more seriously, you know, come on Amy, get in the zone, but I'm on my own in the middle of nowhere, just loving life, and that's the best thing about cycling. Although I do have to remember sometimes when I'm commuting that people can hear what I'm saying, because sometimes I start singing along to myself, shouting out stuff, and I'm like, oh blooming heck, I'm in the middle of the city. Yeah, just enjoy the nature. Beautiful. Sometimes I wish I could just spend all day, every day riding. Then I realise I gotta earn some dollar to fund this hobby. So that's Cromford over there, I think. Getting better at my geography skills. I don't think that was Cromford, I think it was Cryche, but you know, we're into the sea, so I was halfway there. The next tip I would say is I forgot what my next tip is. Just come up a big massive hill out of works and it's jerked my memory. My next tip is don't be afraid to join your local club. I was absolutely petrified when I went to the first ever club ride, but it was great and I've met some great people who've told me all about Audax. I'm also really lucky because I've got a local group of girls that I ride with too. I know that not many women have that because it does tend to be male dominated in clubs, but you know, the more women that get out, the more of us there'll be. So don't feel like you have to join one if you don't want to. If you've got friends that you can cycle with, that's great. If you just want to cycle solo, that's just as good. I didn't join a club until last June, so I've not been a member for a year, and I got my membership in the March. It took me 3 months to pluck up the courage to go, but once I had been, and I made Kyle go with me, but now I'm back again on my own, and I'm really glad I joined because I've met so many great people, friends that I can ride with now. So yeah, don't be scared. If you want to do it, go for it. Another tip I'd say is about cleats. So I've not even been using cleats for a year yet. I have next week. Next week's my cleat anniversary. I was really scared to use cleats and I had toe clips for a while, but I would say once you're confident riding, don't feel like you have to do it straight away. They do make a massive difference, especially going up those hilly buggers. They really, really help you pull up. You can pull up and push down, which really, really helps. I did fall off 3 times at Standstill Junction, so don't make that mistake, but it is completely normal. I didn't hurt myself or anything like that, it's all good. Just got to make sure you unclip well in advance of the junction and make sure you lean to the side that you've unclipped on. There's loads of videos on YouTube about it that can help you if you're struggling with it, but just be confident, you can do it. It's not as bad as it seems. Once you get used to it, it's absolutely fine. These are my cleaties. Really a bit of a clean actually. But don't make the mistake that Carl did on my last video where he literally wore cleats that weren't really cleats anymore. There was nothing blooming left of them, so his foot kept clipping out his pedal the whole time. Don't make that mistake. Make sure you check them and change them when you need to. But yeah, definitely go for the cleats once you're ready. Don't feel like you have to do it straight away. I wouldn't recommend doing it straight away. Get your confidence up first, then go for it. And you'll be powering up those hills in no time. And the final tip I'd say for beginners is don't worry about having an expensive bike. I mean, I know I've got little Elby, aka Little Beastie, in the background here, and she's an expensive beast, but you don't need an expensive bike to enjoy cycling. I started out on a nice little Carrera, lovely little lady. She's currently in the garage, I've still got her, I can use her from time to time for commuting. But yeah, I did loads of miles on her and I loved it just as much as I do now. Gotta say, the more expensive bike is more comfy and you know, carbon's lighter, so that makes it easier, but you don't need an expensive bike. And second-hand bikes are always an option as well, nothing wrong with that. So yeah, don't feel like you need to have a really fancy bike to enjoy cycling. But let's just appreciate, you know, LB in all her glory. I do love the little beast. Normally I don't have this bag on. I have actually come on a ride straight from somewhere today, so I've got some stuff in there, you know, to add the extra weight. This is where I keep my GoPro and my snacks sometimes, but yeah, she's a fine little stallion. Nice and peaceful. Just what I love. It's my ride ding dang done. Not having a curry tonight, I'm having homemade fish cakes, another one of my personal favourites. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. See you next time. TTFN. I think that's how you say it. Ta-ta for now.